I'd like to start with acknowledging the traditional owners of the land which the subject of this presentation has come from. That is the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, recognise the Wurundjeri connection to land, waters and culture, and acknowledge and respect the elements past, present and emerging. So, the Northcote Aquatic and Recreation Centre, or NARC, is a reimagined replacement of an ageing leisure facility no longer meeting the requirements of its diverse and growing community. And to talk through the project today, we're going to look through the lens of three distinct challenges and reveal how we came up with this architectural solution. And those challenges are repair and rejuvenation, climate emergency, and community connection. So Northcote is an area of inner North Melbourne. It's about 10 kilometres from the CBD, as I'm sure you all know. It's defined by its relationship to Mary Creek and Darebin Creek as well, with our subject site sitting centrally to that in Macdonell Park, and is of course managed by Darebin City Council, which segues into our first challenge of repair and rejuvenation. The previous facility was a beloved servant to the community for 70 years, but it was at the end of its life. It was leaking water into the park, it was dark, it was dingy, it was dated, and it was expensive to run. And in response to this, our mantra was to become a new local champion for the area, and to become something that the community could be proud of. As a civic offering, the major material choice was to employ a brick façade to respect the residential context of the surrounding area, to create a warm and inviting outlook to the public, to break down the visual mass of the project to the adjacent residential context, and essentially be a good neighbour and allow the landscape to melt in. Another key response was to ensure that we provided for a facility for all people and all abilities. And this is perhaps best represented in the amenity sequencing of the project. So you can see the amenity zones highlighted here, their lines of access and their relationship to the adjacent components of facilities in the facility. Notably included is a mixed mode beach box style change cubicle that are private, unisex, fully encapsulated, but in the main corridor with connection to the adjacent halls. We also have these pre-rinse stations, which are in the level portals that lead through the full hall, and a part of the hygiene and sustainable narrative of the building. We're encouraging people to wash themselves before they swim in order to minimise pool filtration and heating loads and essentially drive down energy consumption. The final key rejuvenation element of this site is of the cultural integration into the scheme. Here we see a smoking ceremony led by Wurundjeri man Thane Garvey at the Kulin Conversation Circle, coordinated into the project as part of the architecture. Most significantly, together with Green Shoot Consulting and Greenway Architects, we were gifted through consultation with Wurundjeri Elders the return of the kingfisher as a motif for the building. The sacred kingfisher will only return to an environment once the environment is renewed and rehabilitated. And in this way, the return of the kingfisher is a powerful metaphor for the resilience of the Wurundjeri people and the ambition of the architecture, as it is represented here as part of the façade expression, spreading its wings and all those who come to visit the building. A key part of the project's genesis as well comes from the marker put down by the client in 2016. Darebin City Council was the first governing body in the world to declare a climate emergency. And in response to this leadership, we've designed a building that puts sustainable principles on show in response to the climatic conditions. For energy efficiency, we've cleaned up the orientation to the north-south with the mass of the building shielding from the 50-metre pool. And the berming also helping to bunker in the 50-metre pool as well. Those grassy terraces have been reinstated and maximised, returning to the public their beloved pool in the park. Massive design principles are also evident in the façade design. The great façade with punched out windows allows the landscape to melt in on the western side, while the east provides for day beds and amenity. Most importantly, the façade has been created to reduce glare, as shown on the left, and optimise natural light, which is shown on the right. And there is, of course, a raft of embedded sustainable initiatives that are unseen. Here is a list of them return to later, but the key takeaway is that the building is targeting the C-star, Green Star, as-built rating, which is the first for a building of this typology. With so much unseen in terms of sustainability, we had the chance to lead a visual statement of intent relating with our material selection. And the main pool hall is a glue lamp showcase utilising a sustainable material that is fit for purpose and emphasises a humanistic expression that makes the long-spanning expanse feel warm and inviting, with a clerestory window as well, giving the impression of the façade floating above. And finally, the last challenge was meeting the requirements of Darebin's diverse community. And our response was that we recognised that the local rec centre was an important part of the community as a community being in place, and architecture can afford these opportunities for connection. There are generous allowance for corridors, incidental with the gym for incidental moments of engagement for patients. This is further highlighted in the visual connections of putting sport and display with large activated corners in the pool hall, view lines through the glazed link between wet and dry components, and the view from the level 1 gym out across the pool and park precinct. Additionally, the canopy acts as a community collector, and it doubles as a staging area for community events while driving people into the foyer and cafe when there is only one security line for ticketed pool access. The rest remains open to the public as an extension of the public realm. The Northcote Aquatic and Recreation Centre is a people-first building, and it provides pathways to promote strong health and wellbeing outcomes for Darebin City and beyond. The design provides for education, for play, for rehabilitation, for restoration and recovery. The facility, which anticipated 3,000 members joining in the opening month, had its website crash the day it went live. It now has a membership of 8,000 and a further 2,000 learn to swim enrolments, and has clocked up almost 400,000 visits. NARC has never been a designer's building. It belongs to the community and it represents the community, and like the sacred kingfisher motif, people have returned, I should say, to their rehabilitated Northcote Aquatic Centre and to their youth